Hello, folks! Welcome back to our channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing another episode of Medium. And today I'm going to be reviewing the fourth episode of the third season called Blood Relations. Blood Relations, indeed. The episode was directed by Scott and written by Robert Daugherty. The episode originally aired on November 29th, 2006. Wow, this episode was so good. I cannot wait to talk about it. Basically, in this episode, an old foe, a well-known villain from the show, comes back once again, and this foe, this enemy, is none other than Dr. Charles Walker, played by Mark Shepard. And basically, he shows up in Allison's dreams again, and Allison, for some reason, is having dreams of the past in this episode. Like she sees what happened to him in the late 1800s, and somehow, for some strange reason, it appears that a woman from a young girl from Allison's time from 2006 is going to be basically, she's going to be hurt by this man. She's going to be ravaged by this man who likes to basically cut and carve up. Actually, not carve up, but yeah, I guess you could say pretty much. Yeah, he likes to carve up and cut women, which is pretty gross and gruesome and horrible. And basically, there's a young woman she sees from her time who might be the next victim. So when she sees this woman, this young girl named Amanda, she decides to try and protect her from this man. But what appears to be very strange is that there is a man who basically appears, who's basically Charles Walker's look-alike. He looks exactly like him, but from our time. But it seems that he's another person, and later on, Allison is gonna basically go to a store, the store in which he works, basically to talk to him, and she's gonna learn that this man is basically self-medicating, and he might have been visited by Charles Walker, and he might have been telling him to do things. And basically, he tries to shut down the voices and stop them from making him do something bad. So Allison is basically gonna go to him. She's gonna go to him and she's gonna try and talk to him and convince him otherwise. Convince him not to listen to this guy, to this guy's voice, and to steer clear of him and to be safe, right? But then something happens. A tragedy is gonna happen later on, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'll let you find out for yourselves. But yeah, it's gonna basically change everything. Meanwhile, in the side story to this episode is has to do with Ariel, who wants to watch more television for school. She'd like to watch the news, but and basically her parents agree to let her watch 10 minutes of news, 10 more minutes every day, something like that. But basically, she's going to see something on the news that doesn't look very pretty, and it's kind of linked to this whole plot thing. So, this is basically how the episode goes, more or less. I don't think I missed anything of importance. There's going to be a big kind of showdown near the end, like a big fighting scene. I'll let you find out for yourselves what it is, but wow, was it? It was big, right? It was pretty creepy. It was scary. It was terrifying. And one of the main characters is gonna end up with their lives with their lives on the line, with their lives hanging in the balance, and they might not make it. That's all I'll leave you with, because I don't want to spoil the episode in any shape or form. But yeah, this episode was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it, man. Blood Relation. Once again, Blood Relations was a pretty awesome episode. Mark Shepard, who keeps coming to play Dr. Charles Walker, Dr. Charles Walker, Dr. Charles Walker. Yeah, Mark Shepard is awesome. I really think he's a great actor. Love his performance. He's an English actor, and he played pretty well, especially in this episode. In the whole in this episode, he was pretty awesome. Especially since we get to see glimpses of him from the past, and with his mother and so on. That was awesome in the 1800s. And we'll also get to see him in danger. He's in prison, and he might end up getting killed by a mob of people, an angry mob. That was pretty good in my opinion. In the beginning, we see his wife giving birth to a baby. That was pretty awesome too. This whole episode was pretty awesome. So we have Mark Shepard as Dr. Charles Walker, Christina Pickles as Mrs. Walker, his wife, I believe. Mrs. Walker is played by Christina Pickles. Then we have Shanna Collins, who plays Amanda. Awesome actress. She did pretty well in this episode. Then we have Michael Fairman, who's an awesome actor, who plays the frontier doctor at the beginning when Charles' wife is giving birth. He's basically the I don't know how you call those. He helps. He's a doctor. He helps her with the procedure, with the whole procedure thing. Michael Fairman was awesome in this episode in the beginning. Then we have Michael Seamus Wiles as Sheriff. Margot Martindale as Catherine. Yes, Catherine, who was in a few other episodes in the first season. She's going to come back in this episode, and she's going to talk to Allison, her being a psychic and all as well. That was pretty good too. Catherine, who's played by Margot Martindale. And Catherine is the one who's going to tell Allison about some food she bought from the store and from the supermarket, sorry. And basically she's going to go there and she's going to meet that young woman, right, who's in danger. Then we have Krista B. Allen, who plays Maura Walker. My bad, Maura Walker was Charles's wife. And Mrs. Walker was actually his mother, I believe. Played by Christina Pickles. Christina Pickles plays Mrs. Walker, Charles's mother. So Krista B. Allen plays Maura Walker, his wife, who might not make it at the beginning. Then we have Josie Lauren, who plays teen girl, Amanda's friend. Ann Walker plays woman, prospector's wife. Ryan Judd plays deputy. Ty Douglas plays officer number 1. And James A. Watson Jr. plays attorney, public defender. At some point, Charles may end up in trouble in this episode. What was his name, by the way? In this episode, he has another name. Let me find it. But yeah, this episode was pretty good. Especially with Mark Shepard, Shanna Collins, who plays Amanda. Those were pretty awesome, in my opinion. And that was pretty great, seeing them acting in such a great way. And everything was pretty awesome in this episode. Really enjoyed the whole plot thing. But yeah, really, I don't know what much I could say about this episode, except that it was a nice one, and it's really great to have some kind of a plot between episodes where you have a villain who comes back. Yeah, in this episode, the villain is actually, a very well-known killer who was actually in a few other episodes. But yeah, that was awesome. And Mark Shepard, yes, he plays Dr. Charles Walker and Jack Walker. Jack Walker is basically the character from the present time, that he is, right. The guy who might be related to this guy, but who lives in 2006, and he's played by Mark A. Shepard. Well, of course. Well, so if I were to rate this episode on a scale from 1 to 10, I think I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10 for this episode. Really awesome. Really loved it. So 8.5 out of 10 for this episode. Episode 4, Blood Relations. What about you folks? What did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would really love to hear about your thoughts and views on this episode. 8.5 out of 10 for me. And I'll share in the next review, God willing. In the meantime, folks, stay safe. Goodbye. Take care. This is Horror Channel for you, signing off.